back to my YouTube channel. So thank you for joining me for another one of my videos. So today I feel like a different person. I've got a different lipstick on and different eyeshadow for the first time in like forever. So I'm off to Lush Southampton's opening launch party tonight, so that's why I'm sort of glammed up. But we'll say I've made the effort for this YouTube video, shall we? Like, I'd like to make you guys feel that I've made an effort. So once again, this video was so highly requested. I keep saying this at the beginning of every single video because I've literally for the last month been working through everybody's requests. So this video was highly requested and it's something I'm really passionate about, and just something which I feel we all could do with and all need reassurance on. And so what spurred me on to want to film this video was back, I think it was in February, wasn't it? When it's International Women's Day. I'm pretty sure it was February. In my local town, Dorchester, the lovely stylist mum, who is Lindsay Punch, planned a International Women's Day event at our local cinema where we watched the film Embrace. And if you haven't seen this, you really need to. It's about a woman's journey of body positivity and body acceptance and traveling the world to discover what makes body confidence and empowering women to embrace themselves and embrace their beauty both in and out. And that film for me completely changed my game on how I viewed my body, how I viewed other people, and how we really should just embrace exactly who we are. You know, obviously I preach that within the law of attraction anyway, but even from the lady who starred in this film's perspective, it was just a beautiful film and left you just feeling so in love with the female body, so in love with female empowerment, and so in love with your own body. So if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend watching the film Embrace. It's an Australian woman who has created this. It is just the most amazing thing you will ever watch, with the most incredible people who have gone through just such incredible things in their own lives. But what I wanted to discuss today was body confidence, not necessarily with the law of attraction. Obviously, you know, for me, that's how I did gain my body confidence, but I want to talk about it in a generalized form and to maybe help you see a little bit of your beauty more, or maybe even help you accept exactly how you are. So I spoke about this in my weight loss video. A lot of people said, but how did you just lose your weight? Because before I was double my size. I was a size 14 to 16, which is the biggest I've been in my life. And now I'm a size 10 and I'm really happy and really comfortable with myself. And, you know, I never had the aim to lose weight. I never kind of felt uncomfortable in my body. I just never felt confident in my body. And, you know, from as far as I remember, I have never had a flat stomach. I have never had a flat stomach. And when people look at me, they're like, what do you want about Emma? You're like, you're so skinny. And like, yes, I am skinny in a sense because I am 6 foot, and yes, I am a size 10. So I do have really long legs, which I absolutely love. I do have really long arms, and yes, I do suit a slim build. But equally, my stomach for me has probably been one of the things which has troubled me, I think, throughout my life, because it has never been flat. And, you know, I'm 23, and sometimes I used to look at my body in the mirror and just think, I look like I've had 2 children. It looked like I was a mother, and I just felt I'm 23. I want the body of a 23-year-old before I have children. So for me, I think my yo-yo dieting when I was younger was what really caused, you know, my stomach to probably look a little bit worse than what it did before. And I think for me, having body dysmorphia as well just didn't help the situation. So for me, body dysmorphia meant that no matter what stage I've been in my life, whenever I look in the mirror, I see the same person. So even now I see myself the same as I did when I was a size 6 and a size 16. And I don't think it's unhealthy because I still loved the way I looked. Maybe I didn't realise the extent of how much weight I put on, or maybe that, you know, I wasn't happy. I couldn't see that. All I saw was the person I see. So it was kind of more, it's not the fact I look in the mirror and I think I'm fat. I look in the mirror and I see myself exactly the same at every single weight. So for me, I did love the way I looked and I never saw a problem with it. But then when I would look at photos of myself, or I'd see myself, you know, like out and about and everything in photos, I'd be like, oh my God, do I really look like that? So my body dysmorphia was kind of tricking me into thinking I was skinny. And, you know, I'm not saying that size 16 like is fat, it's not. But for me, on my body type, it was overweight and I couldn't see that. And I remember when I lost a ridiculous amount of weight when I was really ill when I was 20, I also couldn't see how skinny I was. I just thought I was normal. And it's weird because you look at your clothes and you're like, well, I'm suddenly in a size 6, I must have lost some weight. But you look in the mirror and you see the person you've always seen and you just think, how does this work? Like, I look normal. And then you think, hang on, like I've put all this weight on, but I still look the same. So it's not been a problem for me to have it. Like, I've never had treatment for it. I've always just, you know, dealt with it as well as I can. And now I do the law of attraction, like it's a lot easier for me to pick up when I see that, and to obviously just be positive. And, you know, I'm a lot happier within myself anyway now. But, you know, weight has always been a massive part of my life, and body confidence is definitely something which has only really been positive for me probably in the last year. So like I said, my stomach has always been my number one like thing which I wish I could improve. I used to do sit-ups. I used to do so much exercise when I was younger to like try and get rid of it, but I literally can't. And my mum has the same, and my nan has the same. So we joke about how it's like inherited. And, you know, to be honest, I probably wouldn't suit a washboard stomach, but for me, it's just always been something I've been conscious of, and something I've always had to dress around and to like cover. And I've never ever been confident enough to be in a bikini, definitely not. So once I lost all my weight last year, I did feel confident. So I felt confident naturally once I worked on my self-love and became positive and happy and lived life on my terms again. And I realised within myself how beautiful I am, because I didn't see that before. And once I saw, you know, my true beauty and the person I was becoming and the person of, you know, this person you see, I realised how beautiful I actually am. Not in a vain way, but in a soul way of how beautiful I actually am as a person within me, which then equally built my confidence of how beautiful externally I was. So it's not egotistical to love yourself. It's not egotistical to think you're beautiful or whatever. Like, you know, I would say that my body confidence has improved drastically since that point, because now being in a new relationship, like I know how I used to be, you know, romantically when I was in my previous relationships. Like, I definitely was not confident. I definitely like hated my body, like when being intimate and stuff. And like now I literally don't care. Like literally it doesn't bother me. And, you know, I'm so comfortable within myself. And, you know, even, you know, by myself, like before I probably, you know, wouldn't prance around the house in underwear if I wanted to, whereas now I probably would, because I'll be like, hell yeah. And like, I'm not saying I prance around my house in underwear either, but hypothetically, if I wanted to, I would. You know, I'm proud to show off my body. I'm proud to show off my tattoos. I'm proud to show off who I am as a person, because that is who I am. And, you know, I think once you have the right people in your life as well who aren't going to judge you. You know, Selena, for instance, is like my best friend, and she's so petite and literally has like the body of a god. Like, I would literally love to have Selena's body. But, you know, she's also very petite and I'm tall compared to her. So our frames will never ever be the same. And I think that's something to really remember, is that everybody is different. Everybody's structure, build, frame is different. I am never going to be a size 6 or a size 8 because I am just too tall and it wouldn't suit me, and that's absolutely fine. And, you know, I'm lucky because I'm tall, I can carry weight quite easily, not like I want to, but, you know, when I did put on weight, it wasn't as obvious as quickly. You know, probably like Selena would probably kill to have my body because I'm tall and like slim and like I've got big boobs and everything, like, you know, whereas I would probably, you know, I look at her and I'm like, God, I'd love to be like her because she has smaller boobs so her back doesn't hurt, and like like she's really petite and slim and she's got like gorgeous little legs and everything. So I think everybody's always comparing to somebody else and they always think, oh, I'd love to look like that person. So I think even like, you know, the Angelina Jolies of the world, the absolutely stunning people, will probably look at other people and think, God, I'd love to be like them. So I think it is just human nature to always want to improve something, or to, you know, think that, oh, I'm not perfect. And I think, you know, the guys I've been with in the past certainly haven't helped those situations, and I don't think I've helped myself either with my confidence, or, you know, allowing those things to happen. So for me, female empowerment was what really kind of gave me that confidence of being a girl boss, of being like, you know, a feminist, of being an absolute woman advocate, and, you know, celebrating the female form in every variety. Because, you know, I don't think beautiful is a size 6. I don't think beautiful is a model. For me, the most beautiful people are, and you'll see this in the film Embrace, you know, the cancer survivors, the people with these beautiful like war scars, and, you know, the people who have really gone through shit in their lives and they wear the biggest smile, and that is beauty. And, you know, I think this is why I always judge people by their souls. I never judge people by the way they look, because looks fade, souls do not. And like a lot of people say to me like how my eyes smile and how deep my smile is. But I think that comes from my soul. I think that comes literally from how much natural happiness I have within myself, and the positivity and all the positive vibes I accumulate, that it does just like glow out of you. It does just shine out of you. And that is beauty, that is body confidence. And, you know, once you have fulfilled that within yourself, you know, I didn't want to lose weight anymore. I realized that it wasn't about, you know, losing weight and once I'd lost that weight I'd be happy or I'd be body confident. It was actually more of a case of once I'd fulfilled and made myself happy, I realized my self-worth. I realized how freaking awesome I am going to be to someone, and, you know, how lucky they would be to have me as a partner, and, you know, what I bring to this world, and, you know, the beauty within me. And a lot of people maybe look to find body confidence in other people, or they look to find, you know, just self-fulfillment in other people. And I always say you cannot. And now I've experienced it, I think it's two very separate things. So for me, I had to fulfill myself personally before meeting someone, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to give anything to them or being the person which I should have been in that relationship. But once you give yourself that sort of self-confidence, self-worth, self-love, you are literally irresistible to people. And, you know, now I'm in a relationship, I think that has given me even more confidence and self-fulfillment, but in a really different way. So it's just added on to that happiness. It's not, you know, made me happy. It didn't make me feel like I was worthless before or anything like that. It just made me think my life was awesome before, and now it's even more awesome and I'm even more confident. That person should give you body confidence as well, and he does give me a lot of body confidence. And I think that's, you know, really important as well, that, you know, your loved ones in your life, especially your partners, should be giving you that reassurance of body confidence and making you feel, you know, amazing, and you should equally make them feel amazing. Body image is portrayed so negatively in the media, and even, you know, working in the sort of fashion and beauty world very, you know, slightly as I do within the blogging industry, you're always judged on how pretty you are, or what you look like, or, you know, how you take your photos. And you know what? I'm not going to be a misguided flipping blogger person. I'm not going to be anything like that, because that's not me, and that's not why you guys watch me. You know, everybody is different and everybody is unique, and brands and companies will love, you know, me for my look because that's what they buy into. They don't buy into some fake bullshit. But, you know, I think people try too hard to be what they think beauty is, and what they think perfection is, and what they think will get them love. But really, what gets you the best stuff in life is being absolutely authentic, not being a copy, not being anything more than you know, finding yourself, finding your inner beauty, finding your inner path, finding your inner dreams, finding your inner strength, and finding your own journey and just being unapologetically you. And I always say, if people can't accept you for who you are, they're not meant to be in your life. You know, if you're you, you're authentic, you're genuine, you're positive, you're caring, you're loving, you're generous, the right people will come into your life who you deserve in your life, not these fake people who you're trying to impress, who will never ever respect or care for you. So really, you just need to tell yourself a little bit of love. You need to tell yourself that you love yourself, and that's a little bit weird, and that's probably quite weird for people to accept, but this is one of the practices in the magic where you stand in the mirror and you tell yourself 3 things about yourself you love. So I love my stomach because it proves to me how much I love cake, chocolate, all the sweet things, which are probably really bad for me, but do you know what? I'm really happy eating cake, and I always use cake as an example in these videos, but without, you know, my stomach, I wouldn't be me. So yes, I don't have a flat stomach, and no, I probably never will, but I don't really care because I'm still a complete person. It has no effect on what you guys think of me. Most people don't even know I have one until they actually see me in a bikini. And Greece was a really kind of pinpoint moment in my body confidence journey because I'd always taken swimsuits on holiday. I always wore swimsuits. I'd never wear a bikini. And in Greece, I just thought, fuck it. I'm gonna wear a bikini. I don't care anymore. I'm so freaking happy in life. I'm gonna wear a bikini. And, you know, we were sat by the pool, Kate and I, and, you know, she said, just look how many different types of body shapes there are. They said, you know, she said, there is not one person here with a model-like figure, and yet they're all so confident walking around in bikinis. And it actually was really nice to see that just people from all walks of life were just having fun, like enjoying the sun, and didn't give a shit what people thought of them in a bikini. So I wore a bikini, and then I said to Kate, I'm gonna take one of my Garnier photos in this. So not only had I just overcome my fear of wearing a bikini in public and, you know, like 50 people around the pool seeing this, I was now going to post this to 64,000 people on my Instagram. So the picture is on my Instagram of me in a bikini when in one of the campaigns I've worked with Garnier on. And yeah, it was kind of nerve-wracking because, for one, Garnier had to accept this photo. So if they were like, oh, you know, she doesn't look like a model in this picture, they could have been like, no, we don't want you to use this photo and promote our products. And then secondly, it was kind of, you know, although it was on my own Instagram, it wasn't on theirs, it was kind of like, what are my followers going to say? I'm opening up myself to internet trolls. I'm opening myself up to Instagram with a very, you know, personal image of myself. And if I get hate on it, I've just worked myself up to posting this. But, you know, the comments were amazing. And, you know, I was so proud to post that picture. And for me, it was just a massive kind of achievement to say that this is my journey, this is where I am, this is what I've accomplished. I'm on holiday in Greece, I've accomplished every fear I've ever had, and now I'm gonna sit in this bikini and sit by this pool and look goddamn hot. So I hope this video has helped you a little bit, and make sure to watch the film Embrace. Even if you're a guy, watch it, it's incredible. It is beautifully filmed, so empowering, and I literally am probably turning more into a feminist by the day. And no, I'm not burning bras, but I'm a very modern feminist in the sense of women are the future, and, well, some are men. I don't want to come across here like I'm shutting out the guys. I love you guys too. But yeah, the future is female, as my new top says, and not this one, but another one I bought. And I just feel it's so important to empower our daughters, our children, our, you know, sisters, our mothers. It's so important to just tell them they look amazing, tell them they're beautiful, tell them they're gorgeous. And, you know, if we can just spread a little bit more love, positivity, and, you know, positive statements about one another, it will just empower more people, and they'll believe it, and they'll believe that they're beautiful, and they'll believe and see it themselves, and, you know, hopefully change the world. I understand that obviously, you know, some of it is related to illness and, you know, things with, you know, and mental illnesses as well, definitely, especially if you're suffering anxiety or depression and things like that. Like, I know that firsthand. So you should always seek, you know, professional advice on that if you do feel that, you know, you do need help, because as much as the law of attraction has helped me, you know, sometimes people do need professional help as well, which is nothing to be embarrassed by at all. But equally, the fact you're admitting you need help is something positive, it's something strong, and it's the first step into your recovery. So I would love to hear your comments in the comments box down below, because I reply to them all about your body confidence journey, anything that's helped you, and any advice you would give people as well, because I'm sure people watching this would really appreciate it. Remember to watch your film Embrace. I will link it below. Well, I will link some information to it below so you can go and find it online. So thanks guys for watching this video. I appreciate all your views and likes. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, because I would love to see you again soon, and I will see you in my next video, which will be next week. And remember, you are all beautiful and I love you all lots.